everybody. We are back out here live, although we're inside now, the Chevy Mobile Weather Lab. That's Matt Beauvais. We're coming to you on one of our interior cameras. Exterior, there's the view. You're looking at the truck that we're sitting in right now. That is our Mobile Weather Lab, and what we do is take this out to all different parts of Western New York, and we can track the weather as it happens, and we're able to watch from inside and outside. Today we're stationary as the truck is positioned right here. As a matter of fact, we are tracking some of the forecast conditions outside right now. It's 32 degrees here in West Seneca. As I exit the truck, I'm going to come back and check things out, and you're going to see that the temperature out here is definitely right at the freezing mark. Now, there's not much of a breeze either, and as we look at the forecast today, it is going to remain rather chilly on us, I think, for the first part of the day. Hey, Matt, go ahead and bring up, there we go, we're back on to Jim Herr, my photographer's cameras. We have about 4 cameras on this thing, and so we're able to keep track of the forecast wherever we are in Western New York. And today, again, we are out in West Seneca because we are tracking all the ice. I'm going to spin you right around, Jim, and take a look at the ice that is on the Buffalo Creek. This is on the Union Road overpass. But I want to talk about the weather machine and show you some video, because we took this out and we rolled it out, and it went all the way up to Alden Primary. And look at the high fives that we got when we went up there, all up and down the front row. The kids were thrilled to see us. It didn't hurt that it happened to be a Friday either, and we had some great volunteers. You can see this young man up at the front, and we were talking about a weather station. How do we get our numbers? And we talked about how we use different parts of the weather station in order to do that, and that's how we do it. And then we talked about how we get the numbers from way up in the sky. You can't use a weather station on the ground to measure the clouds. You've got to use a weather balloon, and that thing goes up to about 120,000 feet. And there were a lot of earplugs out there because they've never seen a balloon that big, but, well, we rolled it around to them, and they got to enjoy it as well. It went right across a lot of hands out there in Alden, and what a great group of kids, too. A lot of good questions came back from them, and a great participation. We also talk about wind when it comes to the weather, and sometimes it's a light breeze, sometimes it's a little more than a gusty wind, and you can see there were some clouds in the hands as well. When we start talking about the wind, sometimes it's a bad hair day. I know Laura and Desiree and Autumn talk about that, and, well, you can see this young lady had a bad hair day herself. Once we turned up the wind, it's about a 40-mile-an-hour wind inside the weather machine. Just about any type of weather you can experience outside, we can make happen in your school, even a tornado as well, as this young lady got to go up and touch one. Lightning is another one that we talk about, and we created a shocking experience for these young men, and then young ladies get to take part in that as well. And we do this because Mother Nature will give you a sign if there's lightning going to strike. It'll make your hair stand up on end. I don't know if this forecast will stand your hair up, but take a look at the weather word that we're going to give you today. Because of the flooding situation, we're going to use the word flood as our weather word today. So all you have to do is go to WKBW.com, choose your school, and hit submit. And as we look at the leaderboard standings, boy, oh boy, St. John Lutheran right on top. But I'll tell you what, there's a bunch of schools not that far behind. We'll be updating those totals for you every single morning, and you want to get your school in the top 10 so that you have an opportunity at that second chance draw. Now, as we start looking ahead to the forecast today, the temperatures outside are conducive to keeping the ice right where it is, but we're warming up today. As we look at the day part that takes us from the morning to the afternoon and the evening, those temperatures will make it into the 40s. That's going to do 2 things. It's going to melt the water that's in the snow on the sides of the creek and create runoff, and it's also going to raise creek levels, and that could loosen some of that ice and push those ice jams downstream, and that means trouble for some of the communities down there. As we look at the forecast for the rest of the week, we'll go right to the 7-day if we can there, Dave, inside in the weather studio there. And what you're going to notice is we get 1 day of really warm air, and then we're going to get some rain tonight, and then it gets cold again. That's great news for communities because that will lock this ice back in place. So it's today that we're going to keep our eye on area creeks and streams as we might see all of this ice begin to move again. But you can see that 7-day has more cold than it does warm in it. Right now, let's get you out on the roads this early Monday morning. Hey, Des.